The fall of the TitanX. You guys in TitanX are something else. So because I've gotten quite a bit of feedback from you in my previous video, I figure I need to drop another one to shed even more light on why TitanX is an extremely risky and bad investment. Let's get into it. All right, guys, I am about to give you more information on why Titan X is going to fall. So that's why I call this episode here The Fall of the Titan X, because this is information that you new investors should be aware of before you put a single penny into this ecosystem. Now, I've received a lot of comments and hateful replies from people that are already in the ecosystem, but just understand, guys, this isn't for you. If you can't understand logic or the fact that developers and influencers are pushing you to be in favor of a protocol so that you can put more money in that they can extract, then I leave that to your ignorance, and in time you are going to pay the cost for it. But in this video, we are going to pick up on the previous video that I did. So I ended that video with part one right here. And I want to reiterate this, guys. Remember that Jake and previous investors only want your Ethereum. Now, of course, if they branch out onto another chain, they're going to want the token from that chain as well, right? But ultimately, we'll just speak on Ethereum right now. And in return, what you are going to get is a token that they minted for free. It's worthless. It's useless, guys. And ultimately, you are going to be subject to whatever is available in their bucket of Ethereum that goes into the platform. And we're going to break down this graph a little bit more later. But just to give you guys a quick recap, let's read through the other aspects of it and why this is a bad investment. Trust me, guys, you do not want to put money into Titan X. Step number two, part number two, deceptive buy and burn. They are pushing this thing as if the buy and burn mechanism is good. I'm going to explain in this video why it's not. TitanX has already had its run up, and we'll go over that. So understand this, guys. Previous investors got in on the low. They paid a lot of money to get the token when it was at a very low price. And right now, they are looking to exit with huge profits. And where are those huge profits going to come from? It's going to come from this bucket. And this bucket only comes from new investors. So you guys that are entertaining coming into this protocol, just know that you will be used for exit liquidity. Okay. Number four, the dev and community are shady and shiesty. I'm going to explain why. Number five, videos promoting TitanX are developers and misinformed YouTubers. The misinformed YouTubers, they're only going to follow what the devs say. And the devs are only going to promote the project in a light that appears to be beneficial to investors. But we're going to see that Jake himself doesn't even know what's going to happen if all of the Titan tokens are locked up. He doesn't know, right? So when you have a developer that can't even give you an answer on what will happen under this scenario, what makes you think he's qualified to give you information on how the protocol really works, right? And finally, I say the project will fail because investors are giving their capital, their real money, for a token that is minted for free. And that capital will be drained over the course of time. And the Ponzi style dynamics will become evident, and investors will stop risking their capital. So ultimately, right now, it might not be evident. The devs and people that put money in the system might try to use that to pump up the price, let that FOMO kick in and try to get investors into the protocol. But trust me, guys, we go back to this point right here. New investors, your capital will be drained. All right, guys, let's get into a little bit more of the juicy details. So we understand, and I think you guys got this from the previous video. If you didn't, go back and check it out. But let's jump to number 2, deceptive buy and burn practice. All right, so it sounds all wonderful and good to have a token and say, oh, I invested in this token and it's going to buy it up and burn it. So that will make it deflationary. There will be less tokens and the value is going to go up. All right, guys, let's get back to the basics. Understand that whatever value those tokens have is still ultimately going to depend on this bucket of Ethereum. Okay, keep it nice and simple, guys. All right, now what happens when a buy and burn of a token is triggered? What happens is, or let me say, what is not happening is that ETH or that wrapped ETH that is being used to burn, that's not being burned. The Ethereum itself is not being burned. It's buying the token, right? It's taking that token and then burning that token. That's the contract. But understand this, guys, that the token was created for free. It cost them nothing. So this Ethereum that they used to buy the token in this buy and burn mechanism right here, right? This Ethereum is going somewhere and it's coming out of this bucket that is used for the system, for dragonx and all the other projects and stuff like that. It's going somewhere. It's buying that token. That token is being minted for free, burned for free, and the assets go into Jake's pocket. That's where the Ethereum is going, guys. Does this make sense? I mean, stop and think about it. They present it to you in a way that buying and burning a token is a good thing. But you have to have enough sense to understand they created the token for free. It cost them nothing. And that is just a migration of Ethereum out of the assets into their pockets, guys. You got to catch this, understand this. I told you this whole system is designed to be a migration of capital out of the hands of investors into the hands of the developers and the influencers that are promoting it. Okay. And that's just one avenue. So do not get caught up in this buy and burn process here. So here it is here. You know, you see this burn area right here where it's talking about buy and burn tink with wrapped ETH. This wrapped ETH is going into the pocket of somebody above you, right? You will not benefit from that, right? All right. So with that said, let's jump over to number 3. TitanX has already had its run up, so previous investors got in on the low. All right, so let's check out these charts over here. Where are my charts? Let me pull up a chart or two. If I can find it here. Okay, so here's that long stint of low prices for TitanX, right? That long stint. That was initially the launch came down, had this long stint, and then it had its run up, guys. Okay, down here, people, this is where investors got in on the low. They got in on the low, and now they're looking to sell off their positions at higher prices. That is exactly why the prices are coming down. You have people that bought low, they want to sell high. But in order to sell high, the system is going to need more Ethereum, right? And they're looking to you guys as new investors to put in that Ethereum, and preferably enough to pump up the price, okay? Now, one guy commented in one of my videos and he said, hey, what about the version 1, the V1 Ethereum, and whatever case it is, got a few $1 million coming in? Sure, let them use that to help pump the price, because those Ethereum probably came out of the investments of people that got in early anyway. Let them get that back, but don't think for a second that you guys are going to come in at a higher price, pump the price up, and then wait to cash out on a profit for yourself when you have a lot, millions, billions of tokens that people are ready to drop in the market. Okay. So take that V1. Once that V1 reservoir is used up, there's no more. That's when the real ponzinomics of this system will come into play and be obvious to everyone. Okay. So I don't want that happening to you guys as new investors. Next, let me say that the dev and the community are shady and shiesty. Guys, man, I have never gotten as many negative comments on a video percentage-wise as I have in my most recent video. All I'm doing is dropping facts, and if you don't like the facts, like I say, you are free to refute them. You are free to say, hey, you are wrong in this area or that area, but you have to explain why. Don't just come out and say, hey, you're misinformed. But if you guys just come out to my video, you'll see how nasty and ignorant some of these guys are, right? You can just check out this video, TitanX. I'm just saying it's a house of cards because it is. And some of the this recent one here, this Sissy Dave right here, he came in and look at the insulting comments. He expressed something and then he starts leaving comments like this. I ain't even gonna read this ignorant stuff because children might be watching, right? But oh, he hurt my feelings so bad. Oh, Dave. But this is the type of people, or these are the type of people that are in this community. You can see it here. It's evident. Let's see. I'm not gonna say he's too Big Shot is too bad, but you know he's just sharing his opinion. Other people share their opinion, and they kind of want to act like they know it all or go off, you know, speaking inappropriately. This guy here, Nomad Investor. So you guys, if you want to really be entertained, please read through these comments and you'll see just how ignorant and hateful some of these guys in the community are. So when one guy came out here and mentioned something about the community. Let me do a search on community. All right. And he says, honest community and growing user base in the ecosystem. And he has the nerve to say that I'm speaking out of place of ignorance. I don't think so, bro. Uh, I drop facts. I drop information on why things work the way they work. You just come and leave blanket statements, right? This isn't going to catch it, right? This crypto and everything can fail. Of course it will. This will. Bitcoin is going to be around for a long time, though. And he says this is one of the best chances to succeed. No, people that are in it now have already succeeded or in the process of succeeding off of the back of others. So these are the type of community members that we have. Not only that, guys, Jake, the developers with Jake and these community members, let me share something with you guys. Now, of course, I've been sharing with you the Bitcoin wallets, and they are producing, being effective. They have users in the system. People are getting gains from it and everything else. However, last week, as soon as I started dropping negative videos about TitanX, either Jake himself or some of the devs with Jake or somebody in the community came out and started trying to run some client side attacks. And there's really an attack, shall I say. But if you come down and try to register, you might recall in previous videos, or you've been out here to register yourself, you only needed to put in an email address, right? Well, now they start running some server or client side scripts so that it would automatically try to register new wallets. And they're using all these different type of email addresses and everything programmatically. They write scripts for this, guys. And I ran some code through just to make sure it was some automated bots doing that, which it was, right? So, of course, we just implemented a quick capture there to shut that down to make sure only valid users come in. So if they want to go out there and do it now, they're going to have to do it manually, right? So we're not allowing manipulation of our systems through these bots, okay? And this is another key point that I mentioned in the previous video, that it is very simple to write up a bot, a robot, a script or something to manipulate another system. And this is exactly what they are doing when you look at the transactions and you see price pumps. They're writing scripts to help it appear that the price is pumping when it really isn't. But at the base of it, you have people down here that really did invest and are looking to dump. And they are looking to dump through these scripts as well. So don't get caught up in this, guys. Don't get caught up in it. All right, so that's another thing. The dev and community are shady and shiesty. All right, we got videos promoting TitanX are of devs and misinformed YouTubers. And the main dev doesn't know what'll happen in certain situations. So let's go and look at this. And again, I'm going to take you guys to this video here. This is Crypto Kindness. Phase 3 of TitanX will change everything and start. You can actually start a little bit before this because he goes over this question once before. But at 48.50, he asked Jake the question of what happens since, quote unquote, TitanX is supposed to be deflationary and so many people are going to be buying up the token to where it doesn't exist anymore. What happens? So let's do a quick cap and see what he asked and what Jake says.
What we'll call it 10 to 1 TitanX, dragonx 30 to 1. People want to exit. They just can't because there's not enough TitanX to exit into, which is the supply and demand thing that we talked about earlier, which will drive the price of TitanX very high. But it's great to look at it one way, but then the opposite way is, well, wait a minute. There's not enough for everybody to get back into that position if they wanted to. You have to think through that.
Look at Jake. He don't even know.
Wouldn't happen. Yeah, but it's just the numbers.
He says, ideally, that wouldn't happen. Guys, in the world of programming, anything can happen. If you do not assess it, code for it, test it, it's going to happen. Not a matter of if, but when. It's going to happen. And this guy right here is looking up in the air trying to grasp an idea. Hey, I didn't code for that. I didn't program for that. He has no clue on what will happen, right? And you guys want to trust a developer like this? You want to build on a platform whose project cannot assess every single possible scenario that comes through, or at least he's not putting in logic to funnel those type of situations and circumstances. This is high risk, guys. Who knows what would have happened if all of the TitanX tokens were used up? Would that be an end game where all of the Ethereum that's sitting out there gets transferred over to his pocket and then they call it exploit? Right? This guy does not know what happened. And if he does not know what happens with this, what makes you think he knows what happens in other situations and circumstances, right? So the more this grows, the more exposed it's going to become, guys. So if you are investing in this right now, hey, I encourage you to exit your positions. I'm just putting it out there. And if you guys want to wait on this day 369 or whatever the day is where it's supposed to start becoming deflationary, that's just giving them another 2 weeks to start cashing out whatever they can, right? Don't think putting in your money now is going to put you in a good buying or selling position later on, because they are going to extract that capital. Check out what other developers have done in the past. And like I say, once things start getting heated and you're starting to see too much down pressure, these developers are going to fold and start doing what they can to take out as much capital as they can before it goes bust. All right. Finally, project will fail because investors are exchanging their capital for a token that is minted for free. Remember, guys, it costs them nothing to create this TitanX dragonx token. And he even mentioned that good old Jake, the fake, took money out of the platform and put it into dragonx to start off with, right? So not only did you guys put in your Ethereum to get this TitanX token, he took some of the TitanX token, which was supposed, or took some of that Ethereum from the TitanX token, which was supposed to be for other projects as they extend out. He took some of that and invested it in producing dragonx. Okay, so this guy's having a ball with investor capital and still out trying to promote a wonderful project that ultimately is going to crumble, as I've told you before. Now, again, with all of that said, if there's anything that I'm saying that the developer wants to come out or other developers want to come out and disprove and show otherwise, hey, the platform is out there. I don't delete comments. Just come out there, comment, and we can go back and forth on it and let potential investors come and look at the protocol and show me where I might be wrong, right? Now, with all of that said, I will once again showcase, because we had someone come in here say, why are you the only one shilling your Bitcoin wallet project? Because I answered it here in great detail. Now, you guys can read it if you want to. I'm not going to get into it, but what I will do is showcase what I have been showcasing for a minute now, and that is these Bitcoin wallets. And I'm going to prove to you right now the performance of it. Again, this wallet is a single wallet I created with a minimum single deposit of 0.0007 Bitcoin, which can be confirmed. You click here, it shows you when the transaction was made, the address that came in, and the transaction ID. If you click on that transaction ID, you see it's in the mempool, right? And you see the details of the transaction. If you click on that wallet address right there, you'll see that there are no other transactions. It was just that single payment to that address of 0.0007, which is reflected in the wallet here. Now, back when I did it, the value was at like $45. Well, we've had a good run up in the price of Bitcoin over the past couple of days. So now it's worth $61, right? So imagine I made a $61 deposit months ago. Today, that value is now at this in the wallet because of using the wallet. So if I add 196 plus 17, right, that's $213 divided by that $61. So I've already pretty much 3.5x my money, right? Just in putting some Bitcoin out here, coming out to the marketplace, which I'm going to go ahead and do now. I'm going to go ahead and buy out these credits because I don't plan on taking any money out of this wallet. This is my long-term wallet, and I call it my poor man's wallet, meaning I only put the minimum deposit required in, nothing more, and I just continue to use it over and over again. So I'm just going to come out here and purchase some credit. So I'm going to buy this credit up because I'm getting a discount of 9%. On this one, I'm getting a discount of 9.01%. All right. And if you want an understanding of the type of discounts you're getting, this is going to reveal it to you. The market price is $87,000, but I'm essentially buying small portions of Bitcoin at a price of $79,000. You are not going to find that anywhere else. And the reason this is sustainable, guys, is because this wallet is not selling you any cheap tokens. It is exchanging your positions with other positions of wallet holders in the system. right? And it's able to extract transaction fees from that. Those transaction fees are what feeds these credits, converts these credits into Bitcoin. This is why this is an optimum and sustainable platform. And if you guys out here like old boy that left this comment, if you don't get it, bro, you don't get it, right? And you won't benefit from it. And even if you don't use this wallet, I recommended to him just buy Bitcoin, hold it for the long term, and you're going to be set for your retirement, unless you're like 70 years old or something like that, right? But keep on dealing with these DeFi projects here, and this is what's going to continue to happen to you. You know, these prices continue to come down. You got the dragonx token down, right? All in all, you got Ethereum up and you got Bitcoin up, right? Do not be intimidated by these high prices, guys, because it starts with a slow grind. If you have $50 a month to invest, you can take those $50 and continue to dollar cost average your way into Bitcoin and use a wallet like this to increase your positions. And while these credits here are available, if I wanted to sell these credits off at a discount, I can sell this quickly in the marketplace by going to marketplace, sell credits. And if I wanted to sell all my credits at, let's see, 0.00244,813 at a 50% discount, if I sold it at a 50% discount, right, I would get $85. And that would sell really quick. Ain't nobody trying to put no $50 or put $50 discount out there in the marketplace because it's going to get eaten up quickly. But in essence, I would still get my investment back plus some. And that's at a 50% or technically a 60% discount, right? So that's how the system works. If you want to exit your positions and credits at any given time, the marketplace is out there for everyone to use. And you have other people with different strategies trying to increase their Bitcoin positions. All right, guys, that's all I got for you in this video. If you still want to stick to the TitanX tokens and all that ecosystem, feel free to do so. Continue to trust in his promises. Dude don't know what he's doing, but trust him anyway, and you're going to see what happens at the end. All right, guys, that's all I got for you in this video, and we'll holla on the next one. Peace out.